Hey guys, Wade here, coming to you from inside what will be the cockpit of November 916 Whiskey Papa Long-EZ. Just scanning what will be the instrument panel. This is the test panel. I'm going to have to tweak it. And I can't really trust this panel because I had to cut it so many different times that I'm just going to have to do a general tweaking, and then until I can cut an entire new panel, I can't really trust the perimeter or some of these bigger cuts here because I just had to cut them so many different times with the malfunction that's kind of going on right now with the plasma cutter. What I really wanted to show you was I just finished the physical installation, tying together of the rear side hook right there, which is the CL2 hook or C2L. I don't remember which one it is, but that hook that comes forward here, of course, that's connected. That continues on back and goes to, if you can see back there, to the other two hooks. I have four hooks because I have such a large canopy. So there's some troubleshooting with this as well. Seems my whole life is all about troubleshooting right now. But one of the things I found out in this first iteration of trying to figure out exactly how this works. Now, I think I told you in a blog post, I'm literally going off of a picture that was in a Long-EZ that had this type of horizontal canopy latch handle. Now, I'm going to move my throttle handle down probably at least half an inch, maybe 3/4 of an inch. So right in here will be the bottom of the throttle. So this will come down even more. But if I were to leave this up high, which I'm not, just because it's a little bit more uncomfortable for me to have it all the way up there. But if I were to leave this throttle handle, you can clearly see that I have plenty of space with this type of configuration with this canopy latch handle. Also up here, you know, the stock handle comes out. It's bolted to the instrument panel here. Well, the only way I can squeeze all these instruments in here and kind of get the HXR EFIS front and center is to put the GNS 480 off to the side here. And, you know, with the way that the outer fuselage is curved, as far as, you know, the fuselage going into the nose, with it curving in, I mean, this is almost touching on the very back end because, you know, these things are 10, 11 inches deep. So as this wall curves in, this gets very close to touching it. I may actually have to thin it out a little bit back there. But I'm saying all that because this is, it's a Long-EZ, so everything's crammed in here. Well, I only have so much space up here. Well, this is perfect. Now, I wanted this front latch hook up here so that, you know, there would be more holding power on the canopy. I actually have a hard point here I haven't done anything with yet, but this will actually be a phenolic cam, a little cam latch here that I'll push down, and that'll secure the front right corner to make sure that the canopy is down. Because again, this is a big canopy. I mean, it's quite large. It goes almost, you know, this is about vertical here, close to the longeron. And then the same thing on this side. You know, my hand's touching the longeron, and it goes straight up. So this canopy, and this, if I'm going to try to turn this around, right in this area right here where this crossbar is for the rollover, that is 1.5 inches, about 1.4 inches wider at the pilot seat. Now I'm sitting lower because I don't have the seat pad in, but so I can, you know, get underneath here and see better. But I was just getting ready to get out, and I thought, you know, I'll do a video real quick. One of the very first things I have to do, I'm kind of figuring this thing out, is the primary movement that I need to work on is when I pull this handle, this thing pivots too much. There's a little slot right in here And I've actually got to make it so that this triangular piece butts up to the very edge of that slot so that this triangular piece cannot pivot forward. That way when I pull this handle, it pushes this triangular piece more as it is sitting right now. It just pushes the whole thing back. It's almost as if you could make this piece right here not flexible hardly at all. So I'm just learning that because it has to have, as this handle is pulled, this driving force here has to push this back, and then that pulls this along with it. And then it kind of works in the opposite, I think. When you push this forward to lock it, you're actually pulling this, and then you're pushing this way. And the only reason why, when you're pushing it that way to lock it, it's dragging this along with it, so there's pressure. So it's kind of like I said in my blog, it's a push me, pull me type of configuration. Even though it's not 100% right now, I'm going to have to reprint this PETG 3D printed plate, which is exactly why I wanted this part, the handle, in PETG. So if I need to, I can reprint it to dial in this configuration. And then if you've seen my blog, I do have a blank 1/16 inch 2024 aluminum plate that's already cut, ready to go. Now I may have to recut it if I need to make it a little bit wider at the bottom. You know, I was just trying to lean forward. This will be 2024 here, but I'm going to dial in this by reprinting it, you know, maybe a couple more times. It's kind of cool because it's semi-functioning, and the way I'm going to show you that right now is right here. It actually cracks it open. So this is moving a little bit more than it should. Like I said, there's a little bit more play in the system, so this needs to be tighter, this pivot point. But again, it's kind of cool because it is actually pulling it up. So it does need to be, like I said, there needs to be less play in here because this needs to pull it up to the point where you can actually, I can, you know, do that. And then I'm going to do this with my other hand, sorry. And then it gets a little tight, but then I can open it up. So I kind of have to push it and push those hooks manually back. So I'm going to play around with this a little bit more. Just thought I would show you that. I mean, so, you know, it's probably a 12-step process, as with everything, to get this dialed in. But reprinting this, and you can see maybe that slot right there. This has to go up to the edge of that slot. That's task number 1. All right, so that's it. Give you one more shot of the crazy but quasi-functional panel. At least I could sit in here and kind of get an idea where everything was and double check that. But these corners, real quick on the panel, these lower corners here and these corners here, these are what's gumming things up because, you know, there's a little bit of a fillet going on with the original panel on the sidewall. So, and then down in the corner, but that's kind of what's getting this thing pressed out of whack. So I got to deal with that first, and then kind of down in this area here, a little bit tight. See, I don't think that's a true representation. I think I cut that so many times that this is skewed off a little bit. That hole there should be a little bit more meat on the side. Not much, it's just barely there, but to squeeze in this 5th circuit breaker, but there's a little bit more meat over here, and so I think this cut it. You know, I had to cut it 8 inches at a time because I was having a problem with the torch height control system on my plasma cutter. It kept losing arc, so it wouldn't just cut the whole perimeter or even one of these bigger holes in the middle all in one whack. So yes, I'm discussing many things: the canopy, the canopy latch, and then the panel, and then of course that ties into the plasma cutter. That's it. Hey, thanks for watching. Cheers. Just a quick addendum in case you guys thought I was through talking. Since I got out and closed the canopy, I thought I would show you this really quick as well. So this is how you would open the canopy. There will be a lock right here that engages this side of the handle, so that once I lock it, you know, you can't get in unless you unlock it. And then That'll allow you to push in right here. I have shown you in pictures, there's a set screw right there that works really well. You can dial in exactly how balanced this sits on the outside. Again, I mentioned this in last night's blog, there's just a hair of a lip right now. I'm going to leave that until I kind of figure out how my micro is going to go on the side here. But if I push this in and then I pull, it raises it up. Lowers it, close the handle, and then lock it if you want. So that's it. All right, cheers.